Places with Ricc Rollins.
Hello and thanks a lot, Smith family. I'm Ricc Rollins and welcome to this edition of Going Places. Here's what's coming up on today's show. Dr. Nabuki, the pet vet, is back and we're talking about Pet Parent Appreciation Day. We talk with Michelle Sterling from St. Joseph's Children's Hospital about pool safety. We go crafting with Karima as she makes this great Mother's Day craft. I go to She Ain't Too Proud to Beg on opening night and I'll take you along. And we continue our conversation with Troy Clinton, fashion stylist to the stars. All of this and more, starting right now. Welcome back to this edition of Going Places. You know who this is. This is Dr. Nabuki, our pet vet. And today we're talking about Pet Parent Day. And so we have a pet.
Yeah.
And this is our special guest, and this is Mako.
This is Mako, like the shark. Okay. We are a 14-week-old Pomsky, so we're a mixture between a Pomeranian and a Husky.
These are just cute. And she belongs to
Hunter.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Yeah, Hunter is one of my favorite folks. He's the coolest. Okay, so let's talk about how you doing. How you doing? Oh, I'm excuse me. Okay, we'll get back to. But you can't help this. Look at this face. Look at this face.
She's adorable. She's so little. She'll only get to be around like 15 pounds. She's going to be tiny.
So let's talk about Pet Parent Day.
Yes.
So how do parents say, I'm happy to be a pet parent or a pet lover for that matter?
So really, being affectionate and, and loving them, getting them treats, toys, things like that, spending quality time with them. That's really what a lot of the pets need and enjoy. Mm-hmm. And for many people, especially nowadays, being pet parents or having fur babies, these really are their children. This is their friend. This is their confidant. This is, they love holding them, spending time with them, and these really are their children. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep. So, in celebration of the day, what do we think parents should do? And then we want to talk about what you do here to celebrate pets every day.
Yeah. Okay. So, taking them for a walk, thinking about what they enjoy, what they need, quality time, taking them for a run, going outside, maybe to the dog park. But here specifically at Royal Pets, we have a lot of things that they can do. We have our salon, so they can have like a spa day. Okay. So while you're getting a spa day, you can drop them off, they can get a spa day, which is, a bath or a brush or a nail trim. Or aromatherapy, things like that. We have all that here.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah. We've also got our pet resort as well. That's our boarding facility, but also our daycare facility as well. So they can actually play with a bunch of dogs as well. So I would definitely encourage pet parents to stop in and take advantage of that. And then we have our wonderful market here as well. So lots of toys, lots of treats. We always try to update it every quarter. We try to get in new things so you can experience not the same old toys or treats, but actually sort of niche treats, things like that you don't get to see elsewhere. And so, coming in, checking those out, talking with our team members. They usually have a lot of ideas that can help people to pick out good, fun things for their pets. But that's what I emphasize. And I know this year, actually, this week, we did actually paw prints for doggies, and they're mess-free, toxin-free, really just fun, good things to look at and do with your pets. So you'll have that, it's their like Paw Picasso, it's their artwork.
What they say, they're not perfect.
They're not perfect.
But they're priceless.
They're priceless.
Yeah, okay.
They are perfect though.
So how do people find out about all the great things that are going on here?
Yeah, so we do have Facebook pages, Instagram pages, and so you can check that out for Royal Pets, Market and Resort, and Vet Center as well. We have things that we'll put online there, especially when we have events for National Pet Day or other days. That'll be online, so check that for updates. And also the other thing that we have is our stores. We've got 4 locations here in the Tampa area, so if you stop in and talk to our team members, they can update you on any upcoming plans or
Okay.
anything like that? Anything fun and exciting for the fur babies?
Exactly. Well, here's the information. Well, let's do it this way. Here's the QR code. We won't just say information. Here's the QR code that you can look at, and you can find out more information about Royal Pets. And Dr. Nabuki, as always, what's your final piece of advice for pet parents?
For the pet parents, I guess my final piece of advice is, not only enjoy the time you have with them and spoiling them, but also make sure that they're healthy as well. And you can do that by checking in with our vet centers, checking in with our veterinarians, and really making sure you're getting the best care for your pet, because we're here for them, we're here for you. Just let us know what you need.
So more going places right after this. Thank you, Dr. Nabuki.
Always a pleasure.
Hi, I'm Arlene. Welcome to Coffee Speaks and Tea Talks. What's your coffee saying? Whether in for business or just getting away, let Coffee Speaks and Tea Talks be a part of your day. A place for you to come and share thoughts and spirit through a cup of coffee. Come and enjoy with us here at Coffee Speaks and Tea Talks. Coffee Speaks and Tea Talks. Enjoy life one cup at a time.
Welcome back to this edition of Going Places. This summer, while we're out vacationing or hanging out, most of us will end up poolside at some point. What turns a day of fun and frolicking into a nightmare is the death of an infant child by drowning. This past week, we heard of 2 different instances where it happened, and I thought that it was necessary that we talk to an expert about how to prevent this. So here's a conversation that I had with Michelle Sterling from St. Joseph's Children's Hospital. I think you'll find it enlightening. Take a look. The next 5 minutes could very well save a child's life. Joining us is Michelle Sterling from St. Joseph's Children's Hospital. We want to talk today about how to prevent drowning accidents. So, Michelle, I told you, I'm going to let you drive this car. So let's really talk about how we prevent the accidents that we hear about, not only during the summer months, but all year round, because Florida is a let's hang out at the pool kind of state.
Right. You're so right. Florida not only has nice weather all year round, but we also have bodies of water all around us. So we have our pools in our backyards. We have man-made lakes in our neighborhoods. We have rivers, and we have the oceans, and we have other lakes as well. So it's real important that we stay aware of water safety all year round. One of the number one tips that I can provide to keep our kids safe is to supervision. Supervision is the key. There's so many distractions nowadays, or we think somebody else is watching the children. So the number one thing that I can suggest is for adult supervision at all times to keep our eyes on our children.
Okay, I want to stop you right there because it is key what you just said. Adult supervision, not somebody that's 12 or 13, adult
Right.
supervision. I think
Right.
excuse me, that's very key. So let's figure this out for a second. How often does it happen that mom thinks dad's watching, dad thinks mom's watching, or that even one of the older kids may be watching?
So unfortunately, it happens quite often. One of the things is we kind of assume somebody else, or we think that that child might be sleeping. So far this year in 2023, we've had 3 drowning deaths in Hillsborough County, 30 in the state of Florida.
Wow.
So of the 3 in Hillsborough County, they all got out of the house undetected. So there are things, and they're not trying to go outside and run away. They just get enticed by that water, especially the little ones. They are used to being out there with family members. So they wake up from a nap. We might not think they're awake yet. And they get outside undetected. So it's real important that if we know that maybe we have toddlers in our house, and this goes for the older generation as well, who might not have smaller ones in the house, but they come to visit, is having those door alarms, our doors locked. And it's not to annoy us with that alarm chime whenever the doors open, but it's to let us know that, hey, that 2-year-old woke up from their nap. I need to go check the door. I just heard the door alarm go off. So
Right.
not only that supervision, but then other barriers in place to make sure that we're keeping those kids away from the water.
How quickly can a drowning death happen, Michelle?
It can happen in as little as 60 seconds. And drowning, yes, drowning is silent. The movies and TV, they portray drownings to be loud, the arms flailing in the air, but in honesty and in reality, it's quick and it's silent.
My goodness. So I hear you say, let's do the alarms. Let's monitor even with cameras so that you can see what's going on, not getting too busy, that you're not paying attention because, like you said, the little one is intrigued. What came to mind when you were talking about how intriguing it is, should we also make sure there are no flotation devices that are left in the water or something that they're used to? Even when mom and dad are there, they accompany that, or they associate it rather with, fun. And so
Right.
they see the floaty and they say, oh, I want that.
Right. So when we're done with playtime outside with the children, we want to make sure we put everything away because it just becomes an enticement to want to go outside because they're not, like I said earlier, they're not going out there because they're trying to get away from people. They just see that ball. They want to go get that ball they were playing with. They see that floaty that might have gotten into the water or anything that can, the wind can blow. Here in Florida it rains and it gets a little bit windy, so anything that can be blown back into the water, children see that and they want to go get their ball or their toy that they see in the water. So just making sure that we put all of the toys away when we're done playing, any distraction that might entice that child to go back outside.
Mhm.
Another suggestion is they can drown in as little as 1 inch of water. So it doesn't have to be a huge body of water.
Wait.
Yes.
Really?
Yes. So a toddler, if you think about a toddler, they're top heavy. So they
Right.
go over to that planter that maybe collected water from the last rain we had, and they want to play with that water and they fall over head first and they can drown in as little as 1 inch of water.
The hair is literally standing up. If I had some on my hand to be up, they buckwheat right about now. My goodness, that is amazing to me.
Yes, yes. Same
Wow.
goes with like toilets. They see the water there. So just having those locks on your toilets in the bathrooms and all of the kiddie pools, planters, things like that, turned upside down when you're not outside because they do collect water. And the toddlers, they go over to play with it and they can't get themselves back up out of the water just because they're so top heavy.
Michelle, you are blowing me away. I'm serious. I mean, I'm sitting here. I've got chills because I never thought of the toilet, a
Yeah,
planter. So it's not just pool safety; it's water safety. Period.
right,
So
right.
you talked about the pools and, like you said, the man-made. What about the beach?
Okay, so that is a little bit different because of rip currents and tides
Mhm.
that come in. You might have a child that knows how to swim in a pool. You've put them in swimming lessons, but all of that is completely different when you're out at the beach. So that supervision is the key and being with them. And then another thing is you want to make sure that they're wearing a US Coast Guard life jacket, US Coast Guard approved life jacket.
Mhm.
Not the arm floaties. Those are give a false sense of security because they
Mm.
don't really keep our children safe when it comes to drowning prevention. What you want to put on your child is that US Coast Guard approved life jacket and then always being with them. I know it's a lot of adults tend to want to lay out or enjoy the beach while their children are playing in the water, but truly when you're having a family beach day, you need to be there with your child.
Mm. Michelle, in the few minutes that we have left, can you give me what do we need to drive home? I think that we've given them some really, but what's the one thing that people just kind of gloss over or don't think about when it comes to water safety, pool safety?
So the first thing I want to say is to make sure that whenever you can't find your child, please go check bodies of water first. Many
Mm.
times adults will start checking closets and other bedrooms throughout a house. Please go outside and check your bodies of water around your house first, because those minutes that you spend searching for the child in those bedrooms are minutes taken away from potentially finding the child that could be out in a pool or in a body of water outside of your house. So please go check that first. Second, always designate a water watcher. So you're having a family barbecue, a cookout, some type of party. and you automatically think, oh, there's a bunch of adults here, the kids are going to be fine. So designate one person every 10 minutes that their job is just to keep their eyes on those children. And then you pass off that water watcher job to the next adult. They're not looking at their phones. They're not partaking in the cookout or family time. They are only watching the kids in the pool. And then that way it gives us a chance to still have fun at the party or whatever's going on. But those 10 minutes, you are watching the children, making sure everybody's safe. And third, I'd like to suggest everybody learn CPR and first aid. That's that first line of defense.
About that. I was,
yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
First line of defense, if there is an emergency while you're waiting for paramedics to arrive, is that you can at least begin to help by CPR skills and first aid skills that you learn.
Michelle, I thank you for being with us. I want to tell you, come back anytime if you think, hey, we need to talk about this. If we need to reiterate this again, we're not going to rerun it. We're going to come back and reiterate it. So, Michelle,
Perfect.
I thank you here. We appreciate all that you do. For more information, the QR code is coming up now. More Going Places right after this. Back to this edition of Going Places. You know what time it is. It's time to get crafting with Karima. Take it away, Karima.
Thanks, Rick. Today we are making these flowers in honor of Mother's Day. To get started, you'll need scissors, glue, yarn, pom-poms, stem wires, paint, paintbrush, and recycled cardboard. You will need a flower cutout to start this craft. You can use a Cricut to find a flower image, or you can go to my website at craftingafunlife.com to download a flower printable. Then you'll put it on a recycled cardboard and then trace at least 6 to 8 flowers. Next, you'll use scissors to cut out all your flowers. If you have small children, make sure you're supervising them while they're using safety scissors. Now it's time to start painting your flowers. You can add a few drops of paint to a palette or paper plate. I decided to go with yellow, however you can choose any spring color that you like. Once the paint on your flower has completely dried, now it's time to glue the pom-poms in the middle. You can use either clear tacky glue or any craft glue that you have available at home. This step may get a little messy. You're going to cut yarn and then glue it to your flower. Make sure you set it aside to dry. Tape or glue wired stem to your flowers to complete this project. I hope you had a great time crafting with me today. For more ideas to celebrate Mother's Day, make sure you visit my blog at craftingafunlife.com. Back to you, Rick.
Great job as always, Karima. If they're anything like my mom, they'll keep those crafts forever. Recently, Kiva Williams called and invited me to an opening night at the Strass to see Ain't Too Proud to Beg. And boy, did we have a great time. Take a look. Hi, I'm Ricc Rollins, and we're going places. We're here at the Strass. When Kiva Williams called and said, "Are you busy tomorrow night?" I'm so glad I said no, because Kiva surprised me with a ticket to the opening night of Ain't Too Proud to Beg. Now, for you that have never heard of this production, it is the musical journey of the Temptations from the streets of Detroit to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. When I tell you the music was amazing, the costumes were amazing, the acting was amazing, I guess you can tell that I thought everything was amazing. And what's an amazing musical without an amazing band? I mean, these people played out of their soul, and it was a great time had by all. When I tell you the audience could not stop clapping and swaying and singing. And this cast has been on Broadway, off Broadway, and in between. And of course, what's a memory without some merch? And everybody wants to take home a little something from the show, like these folks.
Cherry and Lena. We came for the show, but we love the Temptations. The music is outrageous. It's great. Just to see how it was created, how it happened, and the whole story behind it. It was very, very, very great. Very good.
We enjoyed the Temptations. It was so energetic. We learned so much about the Temptations that we didn't know. And our daughter, who's 13, even enjoyed it. It's his birthday, so we really, really enjoyed it for his 50th birthday. It was amazing.
Excellent.
We highly recommend it. I love the dancing.
Another good sign that it's a great show is that everybody wants to take pictures so they can take a piece of the night home, including us. And what's better than taking in a Broadway show than talking to one of the actors? And we got a chance to do just that. Take a listen.
Clayton Cornelius, who played Paul in Ain't Too Proud to Beg. We enjoyed you immensely. So tell us what it's been like opening night here in Tampa.
Oh, it's been amazing. I love Tampa. I've been here many times actually, and started a lot of shows here. So
Okay, what else have you been in?
Wonderland started here.
Okay.
And then I toured through with Beautiful, the Carole King musical, Sister Act, and Kinky Boots.
Okay.
But it's always like great here. I mean, you guys have a wonderful facility, and it's always like so warm welcoming. So
Well,
it's
we're
great.
glad you're here tonight. So let me ask you, when you started or embarked upon this, what was it like as the music became a part of you?
Wow. I mean, I have to put myself in everything I do, but you know, to walk in the shoes of real men that really walk these streets, it's just amazing. You know, so it's they sort of take over
Yes, thank you.
our experience,
Yes.
and hopefully we can do, you know, through us, we can give the audience what it deserves. What the music deserves.
And do you think tonight that Tampa gave back what you gave to us?
Tampa, you're amazing. It was amazing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Talk about a great night. We got a chance to catch a great show, meet a member of the cast, meet some great new friends, and even some people who are watching Going Places.
You saying you ain't got nothing to wear, then you don't have all the basic essentials right there, because there's always a moment for basic essentials.
And see, and that's one of the things I think that happens there. I tell all the men in here, and I know Steve Harvey said it, but I said it before he did, that there must be basics in your closet. You can't jump out here with pinstripes and bold prints and you don't have the basics covered. And I think that that's the important part for women. You've got to have a great white blouse, because you got to have a great pencil skirt or a great A-line skirt. You've got to have things that you can build upon. It's your canvas. Then you begin to paint it with an accessory. I agree with you 100%.
You said it, brother, right there.
Okay.
You said it right there.
So let's talk about the men folk in the time that we have, like, because we don't want to leave them out. Let's talk about them.
Yes. Well, again, with the men, it's the denim on denim. You're going to see a lot of that. You're also going to see a lot of metallics, a lot of silver, a lot of gold. Yes. Look
See, and I
for
see
it.
that during prom for the younger guys, but so you think seasoned guys can do metallics as well, Troy?
Oh yes, brother. Oh
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
Whether it's
I'm
a
ready.
blazer, whether it's a shorts, a tank top, yeah, definitely, for sure. The short shorts are back again. You know, the
What do they
hoochie
call them? The
daddy
hoochie
shorts are
daddy
back.
shorts, yeah.
Yes, they are back in again as well. Wide leg pants are definitely on the rise. Like you saw it all like during the runway shows. Gone are the skinny pants. You know, it's all about the wide leg pants now. So you're going to see a lot of that. So you got to pack away the
Don't
skinnies.
tell me that. These old men have been begging me, older men, sorry, no offense, because somebody might say, you old. But these older gentlemen have been begging me for about the past 5 years. Where the wide leg? Where the wide leg? So it's back.
The wide legs are back, brother. Yes.
And you know what I saw the other day that surprised me? Ryan Seacrest on American Idol had a 3-button jacket on. 3 buttons.
Oh, yes. That is back as well, brother.
You know what? These people have made me out to be a liar, because I was telling people 3 buttons are not coming back anytime soon. And now they're,
you know how fashion is. Fashion is just a vicious cycle that just goes around. Yeah.
It is.
And different seasons and different eras, and I'm sorry, not different seasons, different eras influence different designers, and like, and it all comes back. Different elements, but it all comes back.
You have just
And
broken
the
my
color
heart with
purple again,
Wagner.
for the color purple is popping.
Mm-hmm.
V-necks,
Mm-hmm.
that V-neck, V-necks are definitely what's happening this summer as well for the men. And lastly, we were talking about suits, right? Well,
Mm-hmm.
listen,
Mm-hmm.
now it's about rocking this suit shirtless. Yes, shirtless, brother. So you got to get in that gym. You got to get in
Look,
that gym. Not
look,
just the ladies, the men got to get in that gym too if you want to
and I
wear
have
those
seen
suits
that.
shirtless.
I've seen it a lot. And I even had some young kids. I was like, look, you too young for that. You ain't wearing that to prom. But there's some people that want to do that. What's the one mistake men make when it comes to fashion, Troy?
Not being more open to it.
Come on.
Not being more open, more
I hate when a
embracing.
man tells me I can't wear that. You haven't
Right.
tried it on. It's on the hanger. Had a young man come in for prom and he said royal blue was his favorite color, tried all these things on it, and it was wearing him. The very jacket that he said he did not like was the very jacket that we have styled him for prom with. And I told him, this is the beginning lesson for you where fashion is concerned. Never say
Right.
no. Never
Right.
say no. I'm there with you. Be open to it. Troy, if there was one piece of advice you could give people, I don't care whether it's about fashion or whether it's about life in general, what would that be?
Oh, most definitely. To recognize that life has its ups and downs, but I tell you, through all the downs and all the disappointments, one thing that has always gotten me through is recognizing that if it was really what God had for me, it would have continued to manifest in my life. So if things got shook up, then it is because God is trying to do anew. And so embrace it. Don't be disappointed by it. Just recognize that it's just not what God has for you. That has been my biggest life lesson. And it's the way that I get through any disappointment, anything that doesn't go my way. I'm like, okay, then that's not what God has for you. And I walk in peace and still knowing that, so whatever God has for you is still out there.
Troy, this has been one of the best times I've had in a while. I thank you for being with me this morning. Thank you for being my friend all these years. And
Thank
know
you.
that we appreciate you. And we know that you're still going places. Every now and then, check in with us and tell us where you are on the journey.
For sure. It's been a pleasure, brother. Thank you. And best wishes to you and all your endeavors.
Thank you. I appreciate it. We'll be back next week talking with interesting people who are doing interesting things, and we'll take you interesting places. On behalf of everyone here at Going Places, be blessed on your journey. We'll see you next time. Take care.